Hey movie enthusiasts, welcome back to the Cinema Scoop, where we discuss all things movies. To start, we're going to talk about the upcoming Mario movie that is set to release on April 7th. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was the casting of Chris Pratt as Mario. So it's been a little controversial among the fans, you know?
Yeah, well, Shigeru Miyamoto, Mario creator, wouldn't have allowed his casting if he wasn't, good enough. I mean, like, you don't cast someone if you don't think they're good.
I suppose you're right, but then again, sometimes casting is done with like the intention of like getting famous people just to like attract more
Yeah,
people.
well, I mean, like, they wouldn't have cast Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman in the Sonic movies if he wasn't good. I mean, like, he was so good, man.
Yeah, but then again, like that's because he was good, but I don't know if Chris Pratt is like up to it, you know?
Yeah, well, like, I recently saw The Magnificent Seven. He was great as a cowboy, so.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe we're all being a little pessimistic about it. Maybe he'll actually do really good. You never know. But Jack Black, on the other hand,
Yeah.
man, I'm really excited about
Yeah,
that.
like when I first heard him in like the trailer, the eerie thing is that he sounded exactly like how I imagined him in like like whenever I played one of the role playing Mario games,
Yeah, Bowser, he's perfect in everything, man. I
Yeah.
love Jack Black. And when I first saw the trailer, second I heard his voice, I was like, that's just so good. He's so full of energy, you know?
Yeah.
Like all of his movies. Also his songs. I'm a fan of Tenacious D.
Yeah.
And man, I think he's great for the role of Bowser.
Yeah.
And okay, on to the next point I want to talk about some of the expectations or like ideas for the movie. Like obviously we've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna be in it, but like I wonder what's actually gonna be in it. Like, you think Wario is gonna be in it?
I don't know, man. Like, it did look like the Yoshis were gonna be in there. It looked like it's gonna be an origin story for Mario and all of that.
Yeah. So what I've seen, they're gonna like they're not familiar with this world yet. They're
Well,
gonna.
there's a lot of Easter eggs, references, everything that
Yeah.
big fans of the video games would sure catch. I mean,
Yeah. It looks to be like full of like different
hidden or
like,
miss references,
Yeah.
stuff from back when it first started in the 80s.
Yeah, you're right. Like there was the Mario TV show. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But it seems there's a lot of references, which I really like. Like onto some trailer details. Sorry. Like there was like Yoshi Island
Yeah.
for a split second. I actually never played the Yoshi Island games.
I have played this one Yoshi Island game, though I hear it's one of the weaker installments in the
Oh,
series.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also let me think. Oh, the Mario Kart. I'm real
Oh
excited
yeah,
about
I
that.
mean, like people have been like saying over the internet that it's like probably gonna be the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll like incorporate other Mario games, like the Mario sports games.
And of course they had to put Donkey Kong in. I mean, like he's
Oh,
the
of
reason the
course.
whole Mario franchise
Yeah.
spawned in the first place. And Seth
Yeah.
Rogen, he sounds pretty good in the role.
Oh yeah, he does.
I can't believe people were making many jokes regarding his, Seth
Yeah.
Rogen, Donkey Kong.
And yeah, the Donkey Kong like scene in the trailer, it kind of looks like a Smash Bros. Like stage, you know?
Yeah.
Have you played Smash Bros?
I've only seen like images of it, but I can really get the reference right there.
Oh yeah.
Basically,
And-
like Mortal Kombat for the elementary school audience.
Yeah, like Donkey Kong, Mario Kart. Yeah, I was wondering if like the sports mix games will be in it.
Well, Charles Martinet's also gonna be making cameos throughout, apparently, but we don't know exactly what cameo.
Yeah. And yeah, do you think they'll reference like the Mario TV show at all?
I mean, like, if you saw the trailer at the Super Bowl, then they definitely did. They haven't forgotten about that.
Yeah.
It also brings back the points of Chris Pratt's casting. I mean, like, he didn't exactly sound too Italian back in the original series, so why are people complaining now, you know?
Yeah, I guess you're right. In the original series, I think he was original series. He was played by like a wrestler.
His name was Lou Albino, I think?
Yeah,
Albino? Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, and he was pretty good for the role. I mean, he sounded pretty good.
I was like live action segments.
Yeah, those were funny. I think it only lasted for like one season.
Yeah, but it's cherished in our hearts forever.
Yeah, I watched some of it. It was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, although like you could although like even though like obviously the source material had barely lifted off the ground, they obviously had to use pop culture for like
Oh
the episodes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Bowser was called King Koopa mostly.
Well,
so.
he still is the King Koopa right there.
Yeah,
And he was just about as hilarious as Dr. Eggman during that era.
yeah, and we were actually lucky to have a chance to interview some people out in the hallway. So let's go and see what they think.
Jack Black is a great pick for Bowser. He's gonna give the character so much energy, like he did in his other movies, like Kung Fu Panda. Like he gave the Poe so much energy, you know. So I feel like Bowser would be a great pick pick for him.
I really hope that Wario would make an appearance in the Mario movie, especially since that would be a very interesting dynamic between the two villains, Bowser and Wario, especially since their intentions are very different. Wario likes treasure, as we all know from all of his games, which we are all fans of, and Bowser is more about power and more about, claiming like lives. So I'd be really interested to see that happen.
I am most excited about seeing all of the actors that are famous, like Paul Rudd and Jack Black, take on these characters in the Mario movie. And I also grew up playing a lot of Mario games, so I'm intrigued to see what kind of plot this movie has.
We're going to take a short break right now, but don't go anywhere. In a few minutes, we'll be discussing some upcoming superhero movies.
Welcome back. Now we will cover some exciting DC superhero movies that are coming out real soon. So, like Shazam! Fury of the Gods just recently came out last week.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see it yet. I heard it was really good, though.
Yeah, like among the better films in the DCEU.
That's cool. You saw it?
No, not yet,
Not
but
yet.
obviously I will eventually. Shared universe, that whole
I
thing.
really liked the first Shazam.
I loved it.
It was fun. It was funny. It was really nice.
And as they say in the reviews, it delivers one best thing: pure wish fulfillment.
Oh yeah, I always like that. So in the new movie, what do you like? What's it exactly about? Do you know?
I think like I read it's about like the like Billy and his siblings are like up against some of the Greek gods and all
Oh,
that.
that's cool. Yeah, because in the end of the first one, him and his siblings like got some of the power.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be cool seeing like a whole team of Shazams.
Yeah, I mean like we already got that taste at the end of the original.
Yeah, and it was nice at the end of the first one.
Yeah, I mean like it really just shows that anybody could really be a superhero if you ask
Oh
me.
yeah, I like that aspect. Anyone from any origins. That's like one of the points of like comics, like the original comics of superheroes.
Yeah,
Anyone from everywhere can be a superhero.
Yeah, did you know Shazam used to be called Captain Marvel?
Really?
Yeah, you see, apparently when Marvel created Captain Marvel themselves, they got into a licensing dispute with DC, and so DC has agreed to just call him Shazam. I like Shazam better.
Yeah, I feel like Shazam.
You know, it always makes me question, like, how the hell could he, like, I don't know, like, say his own name without, like, turning back into a kid?
Yeah, it's true. I guess
Do you think he has to, like, say with heart or something?
I don't know. Maybe he just has to say like you know who or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. And in June, there's going to be the upcoming Flash film.
Oh yeah, the Flash.
Yeah, that is going to be the catalyst that leads into the upcoming DCU right there.
Oh
Flashpoint.
yeah. I heard it's gonna be dealing with like multiverse, right?
Like you see, it's like Michael Keaton's Batman was returning,
oh
which
my
is
god,
awesome.
that was awesome. I saw the trailer and I was like,
And I can't
oh
believe
my
like
god,
71 years old and he's back in that suit.
71.
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously, he probably had like stunt guys, but still,
Of
man.
course, yeah.
If they get Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer for cameos, I'm gonna be impressed.
Yeah. A lot of superheroes are like kind of branching into like the multiverse
I mean,
idea.
like I love how they just tying up these loose ends,
Yeah. Like what do you think about the actor who plays the Flash?
Ezra Miller, well, like he is great. I mean, I've seen the Flash TV series from the Arrowverse, and Grant Gustin has always been great, but I like Ezra Miller more.
Yeah, there's been some controversy.
Yeah, well,
him,
I
hasn't
learned
there?
that's not exactly his fault. He was suffering from mental illness, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he it was probably not really intentional what he did.
Yeah, that could be risky though. Like working with an actor who has a mental illness.
I like though some people have been actually saying that maybe Grant Gustin will take over his
Do you
role.
think he should be recasted?
I don't know. Like if they, I mean, I would understand why they would, but
Yeah, I definitely understand why.
like apparently, if you want a question as to how this probably might lead into the upcoming DCU, like Flashpoint kind of basically like splinters the multiverse in a sense. So
Yeah.
like with different timelines and all that. So maybe the DCU is gonna be an alternate timeline.
Maybe, yeah, you're right.
Like I always think the DCEU is probably the Injustice timeline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you ever seen Zack Snyder's Justice League ending, you can probably see why.
Yeah, I haven't watched that in a while.
Superman.
Remind me how it ended?
What? You saw
Snyder.
Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Yeah, I saw
Well,
it.
like you see, after they defeated Steppenwolf, Batman dreamed of an apocalypse.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I
he actually
do
also
remember
that same
the Joker
nightmare.
was there.
Yeah, Jared Leto redeemed himself in that movie. I can tell you that much.
Yep.
And one thing that's pretty dark is that even though Shazam would take Superman's side, he started doubting it, and Superman killed Shazam.
Really?
He
Yeah.
lasered his face off.
Wow, I never heard of that.
Yeah, it was in the original Injustice.
That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
So, anyways, after that, there's gonna be the upcoming Blue Beetle film.
Yeah, I've actually never heard of Blue Beetle.
Yeah, Blue Beetle is like a Hispanic American kid who like comes into contact with this alien mech suit and becomes a superhero.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, I've actually seen him before in live action. You ever seen the TV series Smallville?
I've heard of it. I
He
haven't
was
seen
in
it,
the
though.
final few episodes of Smallville. Him and
Oh.
Booster Gold.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there gonna be a movie about Blue Beetle?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's nice.
like that same summer the Flash comes out.
Yeah, that's nice. Like kind of incorporating the lesser known heroes into the universe. You know.
Yeah. You know, the funny irony about the Flash coming out in June is that like the Flash TV series is ending. So when one ends, another one comes out.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and even like
Nonstop.
Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller during the Crisis
Yeah.
event in the Arrowverse, he actually made like reprised his role as his own version of the Flash.
Yeah. So do you know what the Blue Beetle movie is going to be
I
about?
don't know too much, but like I could guess it's something good.
Yeah, and then I wonder if like in later films he'll like join the Justice League or.
I mean,
in-
obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, and then we have the upcoming Aquaman film.
Yeah, I saw the first one. It's been a while though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're excited for the new Aquaman?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
that's nice.
really do hope they recast Amber Heard.
Yeah, I do not
Okay.
like her. Yeah.
I mean, like, and this is gonna be the final film of the DCU before it leads into DCU.
Yeah, you're right. Like, is there any way they couldn't recast Amber Heard? Like, all the fans want it to be
They
recast.
can. I mean, they did that with War Machine.
Yeah, you're right. In
Yeah.
the Marvel universe, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the new guy.
On
Yeah.
Cheadle's, yeah, he's a great fit for the role. But then Amber Heard, she can be easily replaced. In the
Yeah,
first
easily.
one, she wasn't like super important. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, she's supposed to be Aquaman's wife, so.
yeah, supposed to be. So it shouldn't be that hard to recast. There's a lot of really good actresses that are up for the part.
It makes you really question as to how, like, they say you have both. I know the Flash will lead into it, but they also say that the Aquaman film will also
Oh,
lead into
really?
it too. I don't know exactly how, but yeah.
Yeah, I always liked Aquaman.
You know, it makes you really question as to like who's like if any of the other actors are gonna reprise the role for the upcoming DCU. You know.
Yeah, what do you mean by that though?
Well, you see, like Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck, they're not gonna be coming back.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna be recasted. There's gonna be like a new Superman film called Superman Legacy, and a Batman film called The Brave and the Bold.
yeah,
Yeah. Will like lead into like just like the MCU, they'll lead into a bigger story and all that.
oh yeah, that's good because I feel like with the DCU they've done
Yeah,
a lot
the reason
of
they did this was because it was
rebooting.
like the executives were unhappy with how it lacked focus and all that and creativity.
Yeah.
But hey, James Gunn joining the franchise was probably the best
Oh,
decision
I,
they ever made in
I
their
love
lives.
James Gunn. Yeah, his Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's actually gonna be directing
good.
the upcoming Superman film.
Oh really? That's good to hear.
You
He
know,
always does a good job.
when he joined DC, like they told him that they wanted him to make a Superman film, but he said he wasn't worthy yet, and they decided to let him do whatever he wanted to.
Oh yeah,
Now he's worthy.
that's good. Yeah, he is worthy.
Yeah.
I like his movies, especially superhero movies. He did
Widely creative.
like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he promised that this story for the DC will be the greatest superhero story ever told.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Exactly.
Hopefully it will
But
be.
we have to wait till 2025 when the first Superman film comes out.
Oh really?
The things
Wow.
as fans do for love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's fly to the hallway to some fans who shared their thoughts on these super films.
So, out of all the new movies coming out, I think I'm most excited for probably the sequel to Joker because, you know, that movie was just a psychological thriller that's never made my mind bend, unlike any other movie. And, you know, I also like Shazam 2. I know that they're coming out with new DC movies, but when it comes to Joker, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with the sequel and how it goes about.
So I'm really excited for the next upcoming Joker film. I think the last one was very good. I really think that it depicted Gotham as very dark and how it should be. And I'm just really looking forward to this next one.
Okay, so my general thoughts on the next upcoming movies is very interesting. The first off is Blue Beetle. Can't wait for that. More else than Joker. Can't wait for that too. That is the best film in my opinion. It is one of the excitements of my day. But the most thing about it is how they direct the movie, how they do it. And it's just, in general, I'm very excited.
And we'll be back soon with another show, so be ready for more. Bye.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to Con, where we talk about the latest news in the NBA.
Today we will be talking about everything going on in the NBA.
So Mo, what do you think about LeBron James breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record?
I think this 100% certifies him as the greatest player of all time. He's top 10 in points, assists, rebounds, steals, and blocks too. So, yeah, he's definitely, in my opinion, the greatest player of all time.
I mean, this was definitely his last goal for him to finish it out his career.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a video of him saying, like, he didn't really try to do it, but then after that game, he was emotionally in tears for breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's
Yeah.
scoring record.
for someone who has been known as a pass first basketball player, him doing something that he doesn't really do is honestly insane. And yeah, like I said before, in my opinion, he's now 100% the greatest basketball player of all time.
That was a historic night for him that night. And I also had a chance to talk to Lake Jafar in the hallway to discuss about this topic.
I personally think that LeBron James is one of the best players to ever play in the league. He's just surpassed Kareem in overall points, and I think that's amazing. But then again, it makes sense because, he's 38 still playing in the league, and his longevity is insane as, he's still putting up a lot of points over other players. He's still one of the greatest. People accept him as so, and he's still doing really good for his age. I think if he continues this streak up, who knows, he might even be comparable to Jordan. But, for now, we have to see.
And also, LeBron James is also in the NBA All-Star game. And let's talk about some of the players there. So,
okay,
what are your thoughts on that?
So, Kevin Durant's obviously hurt, but I think, in my opinion right now, he's the best basketball player in the world. Him and Giannis. Obviously, we have people like Giannis, and there's new upcomers too. Tyrese Halliburton was one, which he had an amazing year. Shai also, he had an amazing year. What about you?
I think Lauri Markkanen is a starter now because with the stats he's putting up this year for the Jazz, he's doing incredible.
Yeah.
Also, someone like not LeBron James or like Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic. They're both on the MVP ladder as well, like Jason Tatum. Also in the NBA All-Star game, Jason Tatum scored 50 points in that game as well.
I'm pretty sure that's the first time that's ever happened, which is insane.
There was like a couple of times that happened before. So
Okay.
We also had a chance to talk to Lauren Freeman on her thoughts about Jason Tatum scoring 50 points in the All-Star game.
Jason Tatum is one of the youngest players to have 56 points in the All-Star game. I think this is pretty cool because, he's just a great player and he's been putting in a lot of work throughout the whole season. And I just think that he is a lot ahead of him. His team is also second in the Eastern Conference, which is amazing. I just think that, they have a great chance of improving in the next few years because of Jason Tatum. And I just think the Boston Celtics are just amazing. I love Jason.
Thanks, Lauren, but he wasn't also in the All-Star game, but he's also on the MVP ladder with Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I honestly don't think he will win MVP. I think it's going to be Nikola Jokic because he's averaging a triple-double right now. They're the number one team in the Western Conference. And honestly, they can go to the NBA Finals if everything goes as planned.
Nikola Jokic has been killing it this year. He's been averaging a triple-double every game.
Yeah.
His only teammate right now is Michael Porter Jr. because of Jamal Murray with that ACL injury.
Yeah.
With the team that he has right now carrying the Nuggets, that's the best team. That's the only team he can afford right now. So
and obviously Luka Doncic, he's averaging 35 points per game.
35.
Yeah, it's what he's been doing is I think he's going to be the next generation's Michael Jordan, next generation's LeBron James, because he obviously has that talent.
Luka Doncic, he also just got Kyrie on his team.
Yeah.
But is it really working out with him right now with Kyrie? He is suspended right now for the game that happened 2 days ago. So but Luka Doncic has been amazing this year. So he has been averaging 35. He's been almost averaging a triple double as well. That killer crossover, that step back on him gets him points for that averaging.
100%.
Also, Jason Tatum, averaging at least 32 points, and with Jaylen Brown, what a crazy duo.
Yeah, they are the number one team in the Eastern Conference, so it would be cool if him and Jokic play in the NBA Finals.
It would be cool. That team also went to the finals last year, so let's see if they can come back and win an NBA final championships. He's on the MVP ladder, so let's see if he can catch up and get back into the NBA Finals. We also had a chance to talk to some Wayne Hill students who think who's going to win the MVP after the break.
Doncic going to win the MVP because he's averaging some great numbers and leading his team to do great things.
I think Jokic is going to win MVP because he's 7 foot and he can do everything that a guard can do, and he has the best record he's led his team to have the best record in the NBA.
I think Jason Tatum is the MVP because he's third on the MVP ladder and he helps his team win most of their games.
Welcome back. That was pretty interesting. Everyone's opinion on who will win the MVP. So let's talk about Cam Thomas. He went on a run where he was averaging 40 points in 1 week. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, he's a very young player. I mean, he's been averaging 40 in that week for the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, he's a very key player for that team right now. Since Kevin Durant and Kyrie got traded, so I mean, he's a very young player and key player for that team. So
yeah. When KD and Kyrie left, everyone thought, they're not going to be good. But him and Mikal Bridges, they've been carrying that team. Cam Thomas, the way he plays is just so smooth. He went, I think, 65% on field goal percentage, which is honestly, if you in the NBA, it's insane.
I mean, he was lights out from three through that whole entire week. So I mean, that was really impressive from him.
Another young player who has been going crazy is Paolo Banchero. He has been killing it this season and is an early leader for the Rookie of the Year. Danny, who is your Rookie of the Year?
I think Paolo Banchero.
Really?
I mean, he's been averaging 20. This is another prospect since LeBron James. I mean, this is like another player who has been averaging 20 through the entire season, and I mean, he's been like incredible. He's been like carrying the Magic to a playoff clinch. So I mean.
I think if Chet Holmgren was, he wasn't injured, I think he would have been, what do we call, the Rookie of the Year. But a dark horse in this race is Benedict Mathurin from the Indiana Pacers. He's averaging 19 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists, which is great numbers for a rookie. And also, he's the next man up, the second option to Tyrese Halliburton, which is, for a rookie, that's a huge role, and he's just been playing really well.
I mean, what about your Jabari Smith? I mean, he's also been killing it for the Rockets. I mean, side by side with Jalen Green and him, that's a great deal for young duo for the Rockets.
Super young duo because it will what do we call their average age in their starting lineup is 22, I think, so 22, 23, which is it's really young. They have a really bright future.
Yeah, they have a really young roster.
Yeah. The Lakers, they have been all over the place this year, but now they are starting to win games. Do you think they can keep this up, Danny?
I think they can.
Okay.
I mean, with Bron back and AD back, I mean, and Russell Westbrook traded, so let's see what they can press from there. I mean, they have D'Angelo Russell back. They have Austin Reeves, who has been also
killing it. Yeah, Austin Reeves had 35 points a couple of nights ago. LeBron is finally back when everyone said it was a, season-ending injury. AD he's been playing amazing. Last 3 games, he's had 30-plus points and 15-plus rebounds. And then D'Angelo Russell, who they traded they got for Russell Westbrook, he's been playing really well, playing a really good point guard. Yeah, they've all just really been playing well.
I mean, Austin Reeves, he's been incredible. He's been the best player on that team since LeBron and AD got hurt. But can AD keep it up because he's very injury prone for that team?
They are the 10th seed, but the Mavericks, they're now the 11th seed, and they're 2 games ahead. I think they will make the play-in game, and I don't think anyone is going to stop LeBron.
Yeah, I think no one can.
Yeah. There have been a lot of players who have improved. Who is your most improved player this year?
Lauri Markkanen. From at least 5 teams to the Jazz this year, he's been amazing. He has been a young star for this team with Jordan Clarkson, and now Mike Conley left. So I mean, those are the only 2 players that can honestly help this team to a playoff.
In my opinion, Lauri Markkanen is definitely up there, but for me, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, he was already a really, really good basketball player last year, the year before, but this year he's averaging 33 points per game and leading a Oklahoma City Thunder team where everyone thought they were going to be a bottom of the West, worst team in the NBA, have a lottery pick next year. They're playing super well.
I mean, that's a very young team with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with Louis Dort. So that's a very young duo as well.
Yeah.
So let's see if they can progress from there.
Yeah, I think next year, especially when Chet comes back, Shai's going to even improve even more, I think. Josh Giddey, obviously, so they have a really bright future.
Yeah, they have.
The trade deadline was crazy. So many big-name players got traded. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, Kevin Durant got traded to the Suns.
yeah.
I would never see that coming
Uh-huh.
because I thought he would go to either the Mavs or somewhere else, but the
Yeah.
Suns, that's an insane trio right there. Chris Paul,
Yeah.
actually crazy, not trio, but like with DeAndre Ayton,
Yeah.
Devin Booker,
Mhm.
Chris Paul, and him now. I mean, that's a incredible five
Yeah.
right there.
So he is injured right now, but that trade it impacts not just the Western Conference, the whole NBA. Like, I don't think there's anyone that's gonna be able to stop them.
I mean, the Western Conference is better now as well because of Kyrie Irving going
yeah.
to the Mavs as well.
Yeah, I don't think that duo is gonna work like whatsoever because when you see them play, there was a play, a couple of nights ago where they both didn't want the ball at the last shot, and they're two really ball dominant basketball players, and I just don't think it's gonna work out.
I mean, both of them are like kind of ISO players.
Yeah.
I mean, if one of them gets the ball, they're not either passing
Yeah.
it to one of their players.
Yeah.
They're trying to score. So
Mhm.
I mean, that deal wouldn't work out really for the Mavs.
But I mean, it is the two of the best basketball players in the world. So if they do buy into someone else being the second option, passing the ball, playing as a team, I think they can go pretty far in the West as well.
I think they can go pretty far as well too.
And the Lakers too, like I said before, they got D'Angelo Russell. They traded Russell Westbrook to the Clippers, which also the Clippers, Kawhi, Paul George, who just got recently injured, but he will be back for the playoffs. They are a dark horse to win, the Western Conference as well.
I mean, that's a crazy trio right there.
Yeah.
Paul George comes back. I mean, that's a incredible trio right
Yeah,
there.
it's three of the best two-way basketball players the NBA's ever seen. So it should be really good. This is what we call postseason.
Yeah.
That's it for the show. Hope you guys enjoy, and make sure you are staying tuned for the upcoming shows.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Freely Show. Today we'll be discussing everyone's favorite season. My favorite season are the warmer ones, like summer and spring. Speaking of summer, my favorite thing to do in summer is go down the shore. I love going to the beach all day, then going back to the shore house with my friends, showering and getting ready to go out to the boardwalk or go out to dinner.
I agree. I think it's so much fun going down the shore, and I love spending time with friends at the beach and like swimming and hanging out in the sun, and I think it's so much fun. And I especially love going down the shore on Blackout Week because I feel like everyone from school that you haven't seen in a while is there, and I think it's just a really fun time.
Yeah, everyone is free from their like fall sports, whatever they have to do, and you get to see everybody. It's just a great feeling. I also love not having school because there's just so much work during school and so much stress.
I agree. It's just a really relaxing period of time, and you just get to like unwind and do whatever you want, which is nice.
Yeah, and another thing about that is like you get to do so much during summer. You get to meet so many new people. That's really how you make friends, is going down the shore, going to do things in the summer. It's just like so much fun.
I agree. And I also love going on vacations in summertime. I think it's a really nice thing to get away from your hometown. And I especially love going to like beaches and like tropical places.
I love going on vacation. It's such a nice unwinding time. You get to spend so much time with family, and it's so nice. One of my favorite vacations was going to Hawaii with my family. I had my whole family there, and we just had so much fun. The water was so pretty.
I agree. I went to Hawaii too, and it was one of the most beautiful places like I've ever seen. Like, it had really nice clear water and beaches and stuff, and the weather was so nice there. It was so warm.
I love the weather in summer. I love having the hot air, and then like sometimes you get like a cool breeze. It's really nice. And when it's hot, I love to like go swimming in my friends' pools or whatever, go to the beach, even if it's not going down the shore like far away, like a close beach. But I honestly love swimming with my friends and having fun.
I think it's so nice to just cool off in like a pool or an ocean after like a long hot day in summer.
Yeah, and like also going to the boardwalk, going back to that, the boardwalk is also so much fun. There's so much good food, so much good activities. What's one of your favorite activities on the boardwalk?
I love going on rides and roller coasters because I think that they're just so cool and exciting.
Yeah, they are really cool. I honestly love the like arcades that you can go into, and there's just like so much fun things that you can do on the boardwalk, like going on rides and like the little carnival area. It's really fun.
I agree. And also on the boardwalk, I love like seeing everyone. It's so cool, and it's also cool with the shops and everything you can buy there, and it's just a really fun time at the boardwalk.
I love going in the shops. There's so much cute clothes that you can wear and stuff like that. And there's so many new people that you can meet on the boardwalk just from like saying a little hi, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now talking about spring. Spring is actually just started, and I can't wait to see what's going to come up. Next week we have spring break. I can't wait for that. What are you planning to do on spring break?
Spring break, I don't have any vacations planned, but I plan to just relax and hang out with friends, which is really nice because it's just different from going to school every morning and waking up. I'm excited to sleep in and just do what I feel like doing.
Me too. I honestly cannot wait for spring break. It's just going to be a really nice break. A lot of people are going on vacation. I actually might be going to Florida with a few friends, but we'll see how that goes. I also love spring sports. They're really fun. We both play lacrosse during spring.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you feeling about the new spring sports?
I think spring sports like lacrosse and baseball, they're all so much fun, and it's just so exciting how they're starting back up again, and I feel like it's perfect weather to play sports in.
It is. The weather's been really nice lately, nice and warm to go outside and play your sport.
Another thing I love about spring is that it's the end of the school year, and I feel like that's just really exciting because school gets like more fun and less like work, and that's really nice.
I agree. Just like the beginning of the school year, it feels so much more fun. You can wear nicer clothes, just so much more fun. Now let's see why some Wayne Hills students love the warmer seasons.
I like summer because that means time to tan, and every summer I go to LBI with my friends. I meet new people, and that means no school, so less stress.
My favorite thing to do in spring is go to the lake, spring break, and hang out with friends.
Favorite thing to do in the summer is to go down the shore with my friends and enjoy some time in the sun.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll be talking about cold seasons.
Welcome back. Now that we talked about the warm seasons, let's talk about my personal favorite time of year, cold seasons, like fall and winter. My favorite part of fall is probably like football games and just the student section during the football season.
I agree. I love looking at the student section. Even though we cheer, it's still fun to go to the games and see the student section get rowdy and all their dress-ups for the theme for that Friday.
I love Friday nights because it really gives you something to look forward to in the beginning of the school year, and I think it's just super exciting to watch football and cheer and just see everyone come together and be excited.
Yeah, the beginning of the year is pretty easy, but having something to look forward to that Friday is really fun. Like, that's just like the best part of the week.
I think it gets a really good start to the year because there's so much excitement about football.
Yeah, I agree. I love Friday nights because one of my favorite things to do after the football games is like going out to eat. Usually everybody goes to Outback, and then like sometimes people go out to get ice cream, and it's just really fun seeing everybody after the games.
I think that's so much fun, and I agree. And it's just so nice, like seeing people that you haven't seen in a while and just hanging out with them while watching our team go against all these different teams.
Yeah, because, you know, we're cheering throughout the game, so we don't really get to see the people in the student section. So having that time after the game is just really fun.
I agree. Now time to ask the Wayne Hill students why they like fall and winter.
I like winter because I like the snow, which means no school. I like the scenery, seeing all snow on the ground. And I like winter break because there's no school.
I like fall because that's when school starts, and so does the fall sports like football and cheer. And I like to get to cheer at the football games on Friday nights.
Fall because it's still like kind of warm out and school's just starting, so it's like more fun and there's like more activities to do.
Thank you. What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday during the cold seasons would probably have to be Christmas. You know, I love like getting gifts and, you know, spending time with family after opening gifts and, you know, having a great big dinner.
I think just everything about the holiday season is so much fun. It's just like a really happy time of year, and watching holiday movies and like winter break, it's just so much fun, and I love it so much.
Yeah, another holiday that I like is I love Halloween. You know, dressing up, going out with your friends. It's just so much fun.
I agree. Halloween is probably my favorite holiday because I think it's just like so much fun, like just seeing everyone and hanging out together. And I think it's just perfect weather during Halloween.
Yeah, do you watch any like holiday movies?
Yeah, my favorite holiday movie is probably Home Alone because I think it's just like a classic and like I feel like everyone loves Home Alone.
Yeah, I love Home Alone, or I'd probably prefer Elf. But I don't know. I really like Home Alone. You know, it's really funny and everybody just watches it. It's just a great movie.
I think it's a perfect movie for like a snow day, and I like love snow days because like you could just relax at home and it's a really nice surprise, like because winter's like a hard season for school, and just having those like surprise days off is like super nice.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I love having snow days because, sometimes it's just a surprise. You know, you're waking up, getting ready for school, and then you realize it's a snow day. You don't have to wake up. You can lay in your bed, or you can go outside and play in the snow.
Another thing I love about winter is skiing and snowboarding. There's not a lot you can do in winter outside, but I think those activities are really fun. And I also love winter sports, which is like inside, because I think SDA is so much fun as a winter sport.
Yeah, I agree. Winter is just a great time for sports because it's inside.
Football games and just the student section during the football season.
I agree. I love looking at the student section. Even though we cheer, it's still fun to go to the games and see the student section get rowdy and all their dress ups for the theme for that Friday.
I love Friday nights because it really gives you something to look forward to in the beginning of the school year, and I think it's just super exciting to watch football and cheer and just see everyone come together and be excited.
Yeah, the beginning of the year is pretty easy, but having something to look forward to that Friday is really fun. Like, that's just like the best part of the week.
I think it gets a really good start to the year because there's so much excitement about football.
Yeah, I agree. I love Friday nights because one of my favorite things to do after the football games is like going out to eat. Usually everybody goes to Outback, and then like sometimes people go out to get ice cream, and it's just really fun seeing everybody after the games.
I think that's so much fun, and I agree. And it's just so nice, like seeing people that you haven't seen in a while and just hanging out with them while watching our team go against all these different teams.
Yeah, because, you know, we're cheering throughout the game, so we don't really get to see the people in the student section. So having that time after the game is just really fun.
I agree. Now time to ask the Wayne Hill students why they like fall and winter. Thank you. What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday during the cold seasons would probably have to be Christmas. You know, I love like getting gifts and, you know, spending time with family after opening gifts and, you know, having a great big dinner.
I think just everything about the holiday season is so much fun. It's just like a really happy time of year, and watching holiday movies and like winter break, it's just so much fun and I love it so much.
Yeah, another holiday that I like is I love Halloween. You know, dressing up, going out with your friends. It's just so much fun.
I agree. Halloween is probably my favorite holiday because I think it's just like so much fun, like just seeing everyone and hanging out together, and I think it's just perfect weather during Halloween.
Yeah, do you watch any like holiday movies?
Yeah, my favorite holiday movie is probably Home Alone because I think it's just like a classic, and like I feel like everyone loves Home Alone.
Yeah, I love Home Alone, or I'd probably prefer Elf. But I don't know. I really like Home Alone. You know, it's really funny and everybody just watches it. It's just a great movie.
I think it's a perfect movie for like a snow day, and I like love snow days because like you could just relax at home and it's a really nice surprise, like because winter's like a hard season for school, and just having those like surprise days off is like super nice.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I love having snow days because, sometimes it's just a surprise. You know, you're waking up, getting ready for school, and then you realize it's a snow day. You don't have to wake up. You can lay in your bed, or you can go outside and play in the snow.
Another thing I love about winter is skiing and snowboarding. There's not a lot you can do in winter outside, but I think those activities are really fun. And I also love winter sports, which is like inside, because I think SDA is so much fun as a winter sport.
Yeah, I agree. Winter is just a great time for sports because it's inside. And STA really does get everybody going, you know. Everybody has this rival between the school and, you know, practices. Even though they're hard, it all comes out in the end to be a great show for everybody to watch.
I love watching football as a winter sport, and I feel like everyone loves watching football when it comes to Super Bowl because, you know, that's just such an exciting end to the football season, and I think the Super Bowl halftime performances are also really cool.
I'd have to agree, you know. Gathering together with your friends and family during the Super Bowl is just great. You know, you get to have a lot of food. It's really fun, and I honestly love the Super Bowl.
Same.
Well, that's all today on the Freely Show.
Thank you for watching.
Hey, what do you know? Welcome back to On the Bump. I'm Jesse Link, and this is Tony Vaca. And today we got a lot in store for you. We'll be talking Yanks baseball for the next couple of minutes and getting some thoughts on from the fans here at Wayne Hills. So let's get right into it, Tony. Yankees this offseason done a great job with a couple of things, but I think the biggest one would be their pitching rotation. They got Frankie Montas. I think that was last season, though. Carlos Rodon in the offseason this year. I think that'll help them a lot.
I certainly think that's going to help him too. You know, Garrett Cole, yesterday's game, he pitched phenomenal. He had 11 strikeouts in his first season debut, which is just incredible. You know, Montas being sat out for the first couple games because of his injury, and that's certainly going to hurt them. But I think that once he's back and ready to play, I think they're going to be cruising. So
yeah, I agree. You know, last year everyone was like, oh, Astros pitching this, oh, Astros pitching that. But now I think it's going to be more focused on the Yankees this year because last year the Astros did have a really good pitching rotation. I mean, it was phenomenal. It shut the Yankees out in 4 games in the championship series last year.
Yeah,
so
that was really hard to watch. I couldn't really sit at home and watch that. That was
it
tough.
was terrible. So now, you know, if they can really work this together, I think they'll definitely get past the playoffs and maybe get to the World Series a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully beating the Astros this year.
Yeah,
that'll certainly help.
That would be really good to see for us. Well, that being said, let's see what some of the fans have to say about the rotation this upcoming season.
I think the Yankees did a great job with their rotation this year, and I think the GM made some very great moves.
All right, that's great. So now let's move on a little bit. Talk about something a little outside the Yankees. Let's go to the trades this year, like some of the hot trades. We got Corey Kluber to the Red Sox, and I think that'll help them a good bit. Last year they really, really struggled. I know he did good for the Yankees when he was there, and he's done good pretty much wherever he was.
Yeah, I think their rotation has definitely gotten better over the years. Them getting Kluber certainly helps. Kenley Jansen as well to shut down those games. He's really going to help him out. And I think the rotation's a lot better this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Sox finished bottom of the division last year, right?
Yeah.
Even below the Orioles, which that's honestly kind of like hard to do is finish before the Orioles. Let's talk about Correa.
He's had a lot of problems.
He's had a few problems.
Yeah, he's had
he was almost securing a deal with the Mets, and then it's all when they look at the physical. When they look at his physical, they all go, oh,
yeah, this kid, can't really play.
Yeah, then he goes back to the Twins. That's where it was before, right? Minnesota, yeah. And so now he's going to be there for 6 years with $200 million, which that's no small contract, I guess. That's really good for him.
Certainly going to get their money's worth out of that one. So,
and like you said, Kenley Jansen, 2 years, $10 million. That's no small amount of money.
No, not at all. He's definitely going to help out the Red Sox in a big way.
Yeah, you know, the way I felt is when he was on the Dodgers, he was kind of really overhyped. I feel like he was not bad, but I feel like people made him out to be better than he is. So that's just my opinion of him. I don't know what he's going to do on the Red Sox or how he's going to play out this season.
I always have a loving relationship with Kenley Jansen because on my MLB The Show team, he's just incredible. He's always got a great card. He's always doing good in that. So
yeah, I wish I could relate to you on that, but I don't play the show. So
the show is great. It's great.
I need to get it. I need to get it this year. All right, now back to the Yankees. Yesterday, Judge
Oh,
Let's talk about that. Picking up right where he left off from
Yeah.
last season.
That was interesting to watch. I mean, hitting 62 home runs last year, breaking the Yankee record, and then he comes right back at it. And then one of his first at bats, he just takes it yard. I mean, it's just you love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is great.
Mm.
And, as the captain of the Yankees, first at bat captain of the Yankees, it couldn't have been written any better.
Mm-hmm.
He was given the key to New York City, I think, last
Yeah.
year, which, okay, here's my opinion on that. Yes, he's good. Yes, he broke records. But, I don't know. I feel like
You're debating on whether he should get the key to the city or not?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, overdo it with certain things with him.
Yeah, I guess I understand that.
He's a great ball player and all
Mm.
that, but I feel like giving him to the key to New York City, okay, come on.
He's like the face in New York City, though. Like when you think about it, you see, and you think of sports teams, who's the first name that comes up when
you think of New York,
at
yeah.
this time right now? Who do you think of?
It's not Jeff McNeil, it's not Max Scherzer, it's
Yeah.
not any of these people. It's
Judge.
Aaron Judge, not Dak Prescott.
No.
No, not Dak Prescott, excuse me, Daniel Jones. I don't know why I said Dak
Yeah.
Prescott.
Maybe a couple years ago, maybe it could have been Eli Manning, I guess, but
Yeah, you could argue that, but
now it's certainly Judge. I feel like
he has done an incredible job. He has really done some amazing things with the Yankees.
Yeah.
And I had a chance to talk to Wayne Hill's ace pitcher, Michael Cardassis, on his thoughts about Aaron Judge and his performance this past season. So let's go take a look at that.
Aaron Judge deserves to be the captain of the Yankees because very responsible for going back to the Yankees as a free agent. He's been the team leader for the past 4 years, other than the injuries. MVP, great guy.
All right. That's great. Thanks, Michael. And last year, the Yankees were kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Up
Mhm.
until the postseason, they were really good. But once it got past that, it was kind of problematic for them. And I feel like they can only win the games that don't really matter.
Yeah, I feel like watching the regular season last year, I was really confident in the postseason, and I was really looking forward to seeing them play. And then you get to the postseason, and then you get to watching them play against the Astros, and you're just like, damn, this is really hard to watch. You can't you just got to turn the TV off at that point, and it's terrible. You hate to see it.
Even against the Guardians last season in the division series, I was saying to myself, what are we doing here? I was listening to it on the radio, and I was saying, how are we losing game? How do we get to 5 games with the Guardians? That is something that can't happen. You got to sweep that team in 3 games and then move on.
Yeah, what was their final record last year? Regular season record? Do you remember?
It was 110 around there. I don't know. Maybe 100. No, I think it was 110 maybe.
Which is
maybe 100. I don't remember specifically.
You're certainly better than most teams, but postseason comes around and then it just all falls apart.
Yeah, that was the worst thing for me, and I was very hopeful against the Astros. I said, I hope they get the upset, but in the end, I knew it probably was not going to happen. Yankees were doing bad in the preseason.
Yeah.
Last year, or not last season, in this early spring. And we thought that was a possible indicator of how the season would go. I mean, they lost to the Rays 12-0 there.
Yeah. That was a pretty bad loss.
Yeah, that was rough. I think they played a lot of the bench players, though,
Yeah.
in that game. And I think they were going up against Yarbrough or one of them. And that's just a recipe for disaster, if you ask me. So, I mean, I guess that's foreseeable. But now having opening day being yesterday and their win 5-0 against the Giants, I'd say that's a good indicator of how the season will go. I mean, Judge hits a home run, putting the ball in play, really doing a solid job.
Yeah, I think everybody on that team yesterday really had an impact, and I feel like Glaber hitting that 2-run home run really helped him out, and Judge hitting that little bloop single that broke his bat. That was really fun to watch. That game was really fun to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're really putting it together. And I know a lot of people say, this is their year, this is their year. I'm not going to say that, but I think they have a solid chance.
Yeah, I don't want to certainly get my hopes up because I know that just when postseason comes around, it's just going to it might fall apart. But who knows? Who knows what'll happen this year?
I just don't think they had the pitching last year to cope with the Astros because the Astros. I think the Astros struck out 8 times in the not the divisional series, the championship series against the Yankees, and the Yankees struck out like above 40 times or something. That just can't happen. I mean, you have to get the bat on the ball and put it in play, or at least, or you can't go down swinging on every single pitch and every.
The Yankees can't hit against Verlander. That's certainly.
Yeah, hopefully that'll change soon.
Yeah.
Verlander's getting pretty old, so.
Yeah.
Let's see. I had a chance to talk to a good friend of mine who knows a thing or two about the Yanks on his thoughts about the performance in the preseason so far.
So through the spring training so far, the Yankees have been struggling a little bit. They lost 12-0 to the Rays last week. I believe they just lost yesterday to the Phillies. And part of the reason of that is due to the injuries. Carlos Rodon got hurt, Harrison Bader, also some other guys. So now is really the time to watch out for the younger generation of the Yankees to see what they can do. They can prove themselves and make the roster.
You're about 9 minutes into this. This is only segment 1.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
This is the end of it, though.
Yeah.
This is the end of our first segment.
okay. So the second segment you need to make significantly
Okay.
shorter. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
All right. Well, that about wraps up the Yankees talking point. What?
Wait. Are we supposed to? Wait.
You just threw the hallway.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me you're going to wrap up this segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you do that.
3, 2, 1.
Well, that's about all the time we have for segment 1 today, with our talking points being about the Yankees today. So we'll be right back after the break.
Okay. So stop recording, Evelyn. So for.
Since we're already on the topic of baseball, I think we should talk about our own team here at Wayne Hills. So our schedule this year, we're opening up against PCTI. I think that's going to be a really good matchup. We're also going to be playing Bergen this year. Those are always the 2 toughest opponents, I feel like, in our schedule. And what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, those 2 are very difficult, but I think one we have to focus on is a team that we didn't play last year, and that's Ramapo. Ramapo is a really good team. Got a bunch of tough Italian kids, and they'll just hit the ball until they can't hit it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a team we really got to watch out for and have the pitchers prepared for, I think.
Yeah, and certainly he's playing against Valley, too, this year. I really hope that we could come around with a W for that one, because last year we split with them, and we got smacked by them the first time, but then we ended up coming up with a W in the second time. So hopefully both times that we play them, we can end up getting the win there. So
yeah, that's how it was for freshmen. I mean, we didn't win the second time, but we were closer with them. The first time it wasn't even close. So this year we're hoping to secure a win against them, and I think we have a solid shot, honestly. If no bias or anything. I think we might do well against them this year.
Let's talk about the pitching rotation real quick. So we got Corey Mahalan, obviously. He was last year he was one of our starting pitchers. I feel like he's going to make an impact a lot. Casey Brada might be making an appearance too. He recently hit 90. He recently started throwing 90 miles an hour, which is just incredible as a sophomore, to say the least. What are your thoughts on those 2?
Yeah, I mean, Mahalan really solid. Barada, there's not much to say about from last season because he didn't really pitch.
He didn't pitch at all.
A lot for varsity.
Yeah,
I saw him on freshman a little bit. He was good then. I mean, he just blew it by him on every single pitch, but that's at a lower level, so I can't really say much about the varsity.
Yeah, and there's AJ Delfini as well. I mean, he shut down Ramsey last year. That was a great game. Getting NJ Player of the Week, he got that. That was really cool to see. Dean Cura as well, left-handed pitcher. I think he's really starting to get up there when it comes to velo-wise. and I really think he's going to make an impact. And Lucas Ritchie too. We might see him a couple times. He was on JV last year, but he's looking to make his varsity debut this year. So I'm hoping to see him.
Yeah, I think those are really good options here for Coach Abate this year. Delfini, like you said, came in really clutch in spots last season, so obviously I think he'll get a good amount of playing time this year. Kira's a really good left-handed pitcher. Got a lot of movement on his fastball. I mean, as far as movement goes with fastballs. Richie's pretty good. He throws hard. His only problem is that he hits a couple of people here and there, but I think if he
he's
can,
all over the place sometimes.
If he can narrow that down a little bit, I think then we'll be just fine.
I hope so. Let's talk about some of the college commitments that we have on the team. We have CJ Rago. He's committed to Pace. That's a D2 school catcher. I think he's really going to make an impact there. And just having that name under you, I feel like that's really going to light a fire under you. And it's really going to inspire you to become more of a leadership role and help him out with that. Drew Oppenheim, committing to Centenary University. That's pretty big. He's going to end up going to pitch over there. And Stephen Cubis, obviously, going to University of Hartford. He's going to go play outfield and swing it a little bit. I think he's going to have a really solid job over there.
Yeah, I mean, CJ's a good guy. Good catcher, good everything. I mean, and he's also a switch hitter, too, which makes him that much more valuable there. Because you don't get a lot of guys who are switch hitters, at least at the college level, I don't think.
It's really rare.
And Drew Oppenheim, his arm slot's very good as a pitcher. It's hard to hit off of him throwing a sidearm.
Yeah, he's also got the same problem with Richie. I feel like though he might hit a couple batters here and there, but I think he's certainly better with that than what Richie is.
I'd say that's more common because he throws sidearms, so you're gonna miss more left to right versus up and down.
Yeah.
But when you throw overhand, you're gonna miss more up and down than left to right.
Yeah.
So you could expect that, I guess, for him to hit more people than everyone else. Cubis, really solid outfielder, can really swing the bat really well.
Yeah.
Solid leader here at Wayne Hills, and I think he'll do the University of Hartford wonders there.
And just talk about the record a little bit. We were 8-16 last year. We're really hoping that we could turn that around. I feel like the seniors last year, they were kind of weak and in a way, and I feel like this year the seniors are definitely a lot stronger, and I feel like they're going to help a lot more.
Yeah, I really do think we really lacked leadership last year, and I think that's why we had the record that we did.
Someone certainly got to take charge in that way. I think it's either going to be CJ Rago. He might either step up for that role, or Cubis, or both of them for all we know, because I feel like they're more advanced in that aspect, and they certainly have more of a drive to win than some of the other players, and I just think that they're really going to take that leadership role.
I think CJ and Cubis, and this is just from what I've seen in the preseason already, but they've really taken charge, I think.
Yeah.
Really
100%.
Started to lead and fit the leadership roles well. They're not really tough guys. They're not going to get hard on you. They're just they're very easygoing.
They want to win.
They want to win, and that's a great thing.
Yeah. And we had a chance to talk to some of the players from the team on their upcoming thoughts for the season.
So I think last year was kind of a big letdown. We had a lot of young guys who didn't really know what they were doing, kind of just messing around on the field and stuff. So I think this year it's going to be a big improvement. 8-16, hoping to turn that around at the minimum. I anticipate a little bit more than that,
So this year as a team, we all are hoping to do good. Great attitudes going into the season so far. Season starts in a week. I'm hoping that this year we turn the season around. Last year we didn't do too good. We struggled a little. But this year, we have a young team ready that wants to win. Finally have a coach for more than 2 years.
Oh my God. Last season our team didn't do well. We had a new coach too. I think this season what we're going to improve on really is just the normal stuff, things like pitching, hitting.
So that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in on The Bump on the Wayne Hills TV Sports and News Network, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, welcome to Talking Travel, where we will discuss the most popular vacations. We will focus on winter getaways, cruises, and tropical vacations. My favorite place to go on vacation is Hawaii because of all the fun activities there. I love surfing and shopping there, and it has really nice beaches.
Yeah, I mean, Hawaii's got a lot of great things there. Like, they got snorkeling and things like that. You know, go offshore, take a tour guide, bring you out on a boat, take you snorkeling, maybe catch some fresh lobsters and stuff like that. Really fun stuff.
I agree, and I think snorkeling there is also really fun because there's a lot of cool fish and the water is really clear. Now let's hear some other people's opinions on their favorite tropical vacation destinations and activities. Let's go see what they say.
My favorite tropical vacation would be Greece because the beaches are really nice and the oceans are clear, and my favorite thing to do there is probably like swim in the beaches and also like sightseeing.
My favorite place to go on vacation is the Bahamas because it's just so nice there, you know. It's so sunny. The beaches are really nice and the weather is so nice. And my favorite thing to do there is probably go snorkeling because it's just so fun to like swim in such a cool environment and like see all the wildlife, like the fish. It's just really fun to snorkel.
My favorite place to go for vacation is Hawaii because I love the beach and the nice weather. My favorite thing to do there is spend time with my family and friends and spend my time at the beach.
I love vacation resorts because they're usually all-inclusive, so that means they have like a lot of good food and drinks and a lot of nightly entertainment and activities to do there.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, food's usually really good there at the buffets, and you know, they got a lot of great entertainment, sometimes live music. I mean, some of them got amusement parks, and not amusement parks, water parks, excuse me, usually. Usually great pools, you know, poolside bars and stuff like that, so a lot of fun to have at the resorts.
Yeah, speaking of foods, do you prefer pools or beaches?
I prefer beaches, honestly.
I
Beaches
agree.
are better.
Because they usually have like, they're outside, so that means like there's nicer weather and like sand, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
I like trying new things at the resorts as well because usually like at home there's like not a lot of stuff to do, but when you're at a resort it just makes it easier to do new things.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, at a resort there's usually like a lot more to be done than places like local and stuff, and you know, also like resorts are farther away usually than where like close to your house, so it's like a lot different there than it would be like around the area that you live. So culture's different, things are different. It's a lot of fun to try new things and adventure.
I agree, and on vacation going out to dinner is like always better because you get to spend time with your family after a long day of like walking around and doing different activities, and usually they have different food than you do at home, so it's usually better.
Yeah, I mean, after a long day trying new things and going out and having some adventures, it's nice to just unwind with the family and kind of just like relax a little bit. Dinner's always a great option at these resorts typically because they, like you said, have great food, and you know, it's just a nice place to relax for a couple hours and take a load off.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we will be talking about cruises and all the amazing things that come with it.
So now we're going to talk about cruises. A lot of fun cruises, or at least in my opinion. They have everything in the same place. So you got water parks, pools, restaurants, all of the stuff. You got the whole 9 yards there. I mean, you have casinos even in some of them. I mean, really, really a lot of fun. They're like a resort on the water, so that it travels around the place and you don't have to really stay in one spot the entire time. Some of them have malls, even shops, and even movie theaters.
I think they're especially cool when they like bring you to different places and like different vacations like on it, so it's like a vacation bringing you to another vacation.
Yeah, I mean, you travel the world in a resort. I mean, to me they seem like a lot of fun. I've never really been on one before, but actually yes I have. I've been on a couple a while ago, back in, when was it? I think 2011 was the first one that I went on. It was it was a lot of fun. We went to the Caribbean, then traveled to, I can't remember where the second one was because I was only a little young, but it was great fun. My parents went there, went to some casinos. My mom went shopping at the malls and went to a couple great restaurants there. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds fun.
All right, so now we're going to go take a look at what some of the other students here at Wayne Hills have to say about cruises.
I would have to say that my favorite thing about going on a cruise is spending time with family and going to the pool after being at the breakfast buffet.
My favorite thing to do on a cruise is go shopping. There's so many stores. I like to go tan and go swimming. There's water parks there. There's rides, and I don't know. I like to meet new people there, and it's great.
My favorite thing to do while on a cruise is I like to tan on the deck where I can see a nice view and hang out at the pool with my friends.
All right, that's great. Thanks to everyone who did the recordings and us for the hallway. All right, you can see a lot of locations when you go on a cruise, but you don't really have to pack for more than one vacation, and it would probably cost you less because that's the other benefit about a cruise. You go multiple different spots, multiple different vacations in one vacation.
Yeah, so it's a lot of sightseeing, and they're also easy to plan because you have everything you would want if you went on another vacation, so it's like good if you want to just plan and pack for one.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, great spots all around the world you get to go see. Where was the second one I went to? I think it was back in 2014 when I went to Alaska. That was where it was, Alaska. I can't remember. I've been all over the world, you know. So it's really easy to plan for. You don't have to worry about clothes or anything. Just pack for one vacation and you're good to go.
Yeah, and cruises are mostly all-inclusive, which is cool. And they have amazing views right on the ocean, which is, like, really nice. Like, if you want to just go out once you're done, like, with your day and just look out on the ocean, it's cool.
Yeah, just sit back, relax, watch the ship sail, you know. A lot of fun. A lot of great stuff going on there. They even have pools. Go out, sit in the pool, and just watch the world go by.
Yeah.
And if you don't like to go in the pool or the water park, you can always go on the track or do some running, which I don't know who likes to run because that's not me. But definitely, you know, there's something for everyone there. They got gyms and a bunch of different cool stuff on there. So, and you can meet a bunch of different people, you know, from all around the place.
It's cool to, like, meet new people on the cruise and, like, make new friends and, like, just for, like, the amount of time you stay there.
Yeah. I mean, meet a bunch of different cool people, not just locally too from the country. Meet everyone from around the world. You know, when I went to the Caribbean in 2011, I met a couple cool people from Germany there. They were pretty nice actually, and we had a great time. Do you like skiing? I know I do. When we come back to Talking Travel, Emily and Liam will be talking about ski vacations and resorts. All this after the break.
Welcome back to Talking Travel. Now we're going to start talking about winter getaways and ski resorts. So, I want to start off by talking about ski resorts and how much fun they are to do things with friends and family. And obviously, in the winter, there's not much to do, and that's why so many people like skiing and snowboarding. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I feel like in the winter, kind of everything's dead and there's not really much life, so people like go to mountains just to have fun and like be with their friends,
Yeah,
the family.
It's definitely something that is really easy to do in the winter. Even if you're just starting, it can be fun, especially if you're with friends or family.
Yeah.
So at ski resorts, and if you go on vacations especially, there's many things to do besides skiing or snowboarding. And in the winter, there's things like snowmobiling, hiking, visiting like different towns and shopping and stuff. Do you have like a favorite?
Well, obviously I love skiing, but also snow tubing is fun. Snowmobiling is really fun. And even sometimes at resorts, there could be like hotels, like there's fun things to do there even.
Yeah, sometimes there's even like pools or us sometimes in the winter there's like hot tubs outside.
Full water parks even, like even stuff like that.
Yeah. There's lots of fun things like that.
Yeah.
So there's many places to stay. You could stay in like different ski towns. There's hotels, rental houses, condos, and there's like it's recently become really easy with things like VRBO or like home rental, things like that.
Yeah, I feel like especially things like VRBOs, like it's really nice just to be at a ski resort, like in a house type feel. Like I feel like that's like probably one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, it makes it like very comfortable and just really easy to go out and have these fun vacations with your family.
Yeah.
So currently, well, I guess all the time, the best places in America to ski are mainly out west. Places like Colorado, Utah, even California. Last year, I went to Park City with my family, and it was an amazing time. And we did 5 days straight of skiing, but some of our cousins did other things. They went hiking one day. So there's just like many different things to do. And I know that you're going to Steamboat soon. Are you excited? What are you looking forward to?
I'm super excited. I mean, it's always been like something I've always wanted to do, to go out west, and I've never really been able to do that. And I know the skiing's like amazing out there. So yeah, me and my family are gonna go out there. We're gonna do snowmobiling too, and I think it'll be a really fun time.
Yeah. So you're doing skiing and snowmobiling.
Yep.
You're going with your family, right?
Yeah, with my family. Well, we're just staying in a hotel on the side of the mountain, which will be awesome.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be beautiful.
Yeah.
So also now there's East Coast skiing, which is, as we're in New Jersey, we are used to that. Conditions are not always the best, but it's something. And generally the East Coast skiing is best in places like Vermont and New Hampshire. The more north you go, the more snow there normally is. I go to Vermont a lot. My family has been going there for a long time. I know you just went to Vermont.
Yeah, I just went to Vermont.
And there was a lot of snow, right? Conditions were good.
Very rarely conditions are good up there, but after you get a good snowstorm, it could be pretty good.
So we even had a chance to talk to a few people about their favorite ski locations. Let's throw to the hall.
My favorite ski resort is Killington, and I like the Woodward Park there.
A ski resort that I like is Killington, Vermont, and one that I would like to go to is in Colorado.
Okay. My favorite place to go to is Mountain Creek because it's really close.
Welcome back. So now we can even talk about ticket deals. And these are often available to make the trips less expensive and easier for all people to go. And a lot of times this is available if the trip is planned in advance. Because when you do it last minute, the tickets normally get more and more expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when you plan, do you know if when you plan your Steamboat trip, did you buy tickets in advance? What was your plan with that?
Yeah, we bought tickets in advance, but even then though, out west, it's just super expensive most of the time. But I think planning in advance definitely helps out with that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the way to go. Even if you're not just skiing, doing other activities, like if you're doing a snowmobile tour or if you're doing anything like that, it's always best to plan in advance because you could get the best deals, and it just makes it more affordable for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. More fun just to have everything planned, just relief, not to have to worry about that stuff.
Yeah, because then when you get there, you don't have to worry about making plans or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, that is all for today. We hope you have a great vacation in your favorite place.